Hello, so creative. Welcome to today's tutorial. Is Faustina here. On today's tutorial, we are going to learn how to make this beautiful detachable peplum that I made with two fabric that I can rock anyhow I want it. I can rock it from this other fabric, and I can also rock it from that white and red fabric. So if it's something that you would like to learn, please keep watching and let's dive in to our cutting table. So these are the fabric that we are going to be working with. These are the two fabric that we are going to be working with, and we are going to be cutting 720-degree flare. What do I mean by 720-degree flare? 720-degree flare means that you are going to be cutting 360-degree flare into two in order to get your 720-degree flare. So we are firstly folding our fabric into two. As you can see me doing, I folded the fabric into two and I fold it back. I don't know if you understand. I folded the fabric into two and I fold it back. That means I folded the fabric into four. So let's work on the radius of our 360-degree flare. Firstly, since we are cutting 720-degree flare, we are going to divide our waist by 2. So my waist was 30. I divided it into 2. It gave me 15 inches. Remember, we are cutting 720-degree flare. So that 15 inches, I now went ahead to divide it by the radius of my circle, which is 6.28. It gave me 2.3. So that means we are going to cut out this 2.3 into 2 to give me my 30 inches waist. I don't know if you understand. So we are going to cut it into 2 in order to complete my 30 inches waist. So after measuring it, I has 4.5. So at that point, 4.5 times 4 will give me 16. So I went ahead to now extend our line, like now cut out the main flare. So I went ahead from that tip. From the tip, I came down by that 2.5. So from that 2.5, I'm coming down by 8 inches, like to get the width of our peplum. I'm coming down by 8 inches all over the fabric. I came down by 8 inches, so that after sewing I will have like 7 inches, because I'm going to add bind like 1.5 inches or 2 inches bind. I went ahead to cut it out. As I said earlier, we are cutting 720-degree flare, so we are going to cut out the 360-degree flare into 2. We are going to cut it into 2. So I went ahead to fold my fabric back. As I folded earlier, I folded it into 2 and I now fold it again, making it 4. I folded it into 4 places. So I went ahead to lay my peplum, the one that I've already cut, on top of the folded fabric. So I'm now going to cut out exactly what I cutted before in order to complete my waist measurement, which is my 30 inches waist measurement. The difference is that the flare bubbles will be bigger, like it will be much more than when you cut 720, more than when you cut 360-degree flare. So I went ahead to cut exactly the things that how I cutted the first one. So I went ahead to cut it on that other fabric. As you can see, I went ahead to cut it into 2. So I'm trying to slash one side of our circle. After slashing it out, I'm going to now place that other one and join them together by 1/2 inch at one side of our peplum. at one side of our peplum. So I'm going to also do the same to this my white fabric. I'm now going to slash at one side, slash at the other side. I'm now going to open it up. I place the other one on top of it, and I will sew half inches all the way round. So let me move over to my sewing machine and sew it. So I went ahead to sew it, and also went ahead to iron hasty on one part of my fabric. I ironed hasty on this other part. It's because my hasty was not enough. That was why I have to iron just one. If you have enough hasty, you can go ahead to iron on the two fabric. Iron your hasty on the two fabric so that it will help it and give it weight. After ironing, I'm now going ahead to place that other fabric on top of my white fabric, like the front facing each other. The back is facing me. The front is facing each other. After arranging it very well, I'm now going to be sewing half inch all the way round of my peplum. I'm now going to sew half inch all the way round of that peplum, half inch. After sewing the half inch, I'm now going to start notching it. But let me first of all move over to my sewing machine and sew it. So I've gone ahead to sew it, and this is what our peplum is looking at. I went ahead to trim out the excesses. After trimming it out, I've gone ahead to notch it. After notching it, I'm going to trim the excesses out, leaving just small pinch of it. After trimming it out, I'm now going to start arranging it and start ironing it flat. I'm going to use my iron to make sure that base side is very flat, like the other fabric will not pop out at that other fabric. All of them will lay flat on its own. As you can see me ironing, see how flat our peplum is laying, very flat. So I went ahead to iron all round of it. Sure that you arrange it very well before you iron. Don't just iron, just arrange it and iron. So after ironing it, you can see how beautiful our peplum is looking. I've gone ahead to iron all round of it. So now let's work on the band side. Let's first of all measure out our waist. You can see me measuring. So I'll measure out our waist. So we are going to use that measurement to cut out the length of our strip, which is also known as our bind. So I went ahead to cut out 60 inches long and 2.5 inches width. One fabric was 2.5 inches width, and that other fabric was 2.5 inches width. So I have to join them together. If you know how to cut bind, you understand what I'm saying. Normally bind are used to be on fold, so that 2 inches, when you now open it up, you now have 5 inches. So I have gone ahead to mark out the middle of my band, the long strip band that I cut out. I also mark out the middle of my peplum. So I'm going to place the middle of that band on the peplum, and I will start matching it out, like matching it until I get to the end of the peplum. When I reach to the end, I'm now going to just mark it out and measure it out. After measuring it, I'm now going to also do the same thing at the other side of our peplum. That bind side, we are just going to turn it up and sew it like normal bind. I've gone ahead to sew it as normal bind. As you can see, I've sewn the other side and also sewn the other side. I'm now going to start tucking it out so that I can go and iron it very flat. I've gone and iron it very fast. As you can see, that rope side is very much iron, while the opening side I went ahead to fold half inch inside of the two fabric, while the rope side I folded it and iron it flat. So I went ahead to fold half inch, and at this point in time I'm just going to open up the bind, tuck in our peplum inside of the bind. Make sure that you mark out the middle before you tuck it in. After marking out the middle, I'm just from the middle I tuck in it inside, and I now lay the other part flat on top of our peplum. Also note that any place that you are tucking it in, you would just note, like, observe the fabric type before you will sew the other fabric with the other fabric. So I observe the fabric type and I tuck it in and sew it very close to the peplum. I've gone ahead to sew it in a sewing machine, and our peplum came out very nice. It came out looking so beautiful, very mindful and very demure. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel, and also invite your friends to like and subscribe and also watch. Please, let's grow this channel together, and don't forget to like.